my channel. Make sure guys you subscribe. Manze, the main thing here need to subscribe, to pick a subscription to Songe. This is a channel that is going to be very educative, very interesting and very informing. So if ukilala darasa, I'm not sharing anyone, I'm not asking anyone to pay, but I'm asking you to subscribe and share. Ask your friend also to call a friend. So in our last video we were talking about tender configuration, and I said this one we are going to talk about Ubiquiti configuration. And now in the Ubiquiti configuration we have a radio. What is a radio? Actually, what is a radio? Because we are talking about a radio, a dish, some of us call it a aerial. Everybody has their name, but they all have names. Yeah, we have a radio that is a receiver or a transmitter. That's a radio over frequency, magnetic waves. But now these ones, they transmit light. They are called light beams because they transmit waves through light. The examples are Litebeam M5. A good example is this is an M5. The picture that you can see there. We have Litebeam Gen 2, Nano Beam. We have nano stations, M5, M2s, power beams. We have a lot of them in the Ubiquiti industry. There are a lot of them, but today we are going to talk about the Litebeam M5, and the procedures of setting it up are the same, all of them. The interfaces are the ones which are different. So we have to look at the external setup of a radio. The requirements are you should be having a pole, yeah, with this, maybe with an arm that you can attach it well to a wall or to somewhere firmly so that it doesn't shake. You have to have a clear line of sight. If you are an installer and you are installing internet from an ISP or you are serving internet, you have to have a clear line of sight. You should not be blocked by trees, such things, opaqueness. That's what we are using. If the trees should be there, they should be very little, and not the trees, the leaves actually. The leaves and the branches should be the ones to block your sight. By you can set it up there, but it will have a low signal. The transmission will be low because the light will be broken in a bit. Because you can imagine lighting a torch through a leaf. Yes, you see the light through, but it's not as such strong light that is passing through as the previous one. So you need a pole, a cable, you need steel lines, binding wire if you have to tie the pole firmly. Those are the requirements, and obviously you have to have a radio. This is an internal setup. You have the power, PoE, and the cable. The PoE powers the radio. PoE means power over Ethernet. Yeah, it transmits power to the radio, and it also transmits the internet over the power. So it does two jobs at the same time. And we have the LAN, local area network, from the PoE. This is the one that transmits internet only, doesn't transmit power. So this is the internal setup whereby the PoE is attached to power, and then the cable from the radio out there is inserted to the PoE so that it can power the radio, and another cable from the LAN so that it can go to the router, to the computer, for setting up and for internet. So PC setting up, yeah. Before you start doing any configuration, you have also to set up your PC. You take the cable from the LAN port. As you can see, this is a LAN port here, and there's a PoE at the other side. Now, this PoE, it powers the radio. This LAN, it gives internet to the computer or to the router. This is the one that goes to the laptop. And now on the PC, we go to the control panel, Ethernet, go to properties, we go to Internet Protocol version 4, change the IP from whatever it is, but I'm going to show you how that works in the next slide. Actually, this is it. You go to the control panel, you go to Ethernet, you go to properties of the Ethernet, and then you open Internet Protocol. This is 4. Sorry about that. I think I've gone too fast. So when you open there, you will obtain the IP automatically. This won't work. You'll use the following IP. That is where you will insert the given IP of 192.168.1. Another number, but I advise it to be above 21 and continuing, because the default IP of a radio is 1.20, so they should not be the same. The subnet mask here should be 255 across. The gateway can be 192.168.1.1 or .1.2 according to what you use. DNS don't actually use it a lot, but you can put 1111 or 8888 after the last one, but I don't use the DNS that much. So you say okay and you save everything before you leave the site. So some points to note before we go to the practical. Ubiquiti is a product from one company, that is Ubiquiti. The Radio M5, the Litebeam M5, Nano M2, Nano M5, PowerBeam M5, PowerBeam, all those products, they are coming from Ubiquiti industry. Now in their product, all of them, they have a default IP address, which is 192.168.1.20. This is for all Ubiquiti products, most of them, not unless they are specified otherwise. The gateway is always 1.1, you can use 1.2, for me I always use 1.2, and the default username and password, because all their products, they come with a username and a password. They don't just come freely, they come like the routers. Some routers like TP-Link, which we are going to look at soon. TP-Link comes with a password, a unique number that you have to change to your own password during configuration. Now the Ubiquiti comes with it as a UBNT username, and password is still UBNT. Now when you log in, because the radio we are going to use actually already has been set up. This is the radio that is giving me internet, so I'm not going to explain much in it about default IP and logins. That's why I created this last slide of points to note. When you have changed everything, you will now come and at your browser now, whether you're using Chrome, Edge, and Opera, and all those sites. You come to your browser, you type your IP 192.168.1.20. It will tell you that the site you are visiting is not secure. You continue and you go to you visit that IP address. Now it will bring a dialog box that looks like this one. You'll go to your username is UBNT, password is UBNT, country. When you're setting up, For example, in Kenya, we do use two types of two countries, depending the also service provider. You use United Kingdom or licensed. Either of those two are the ones that we use in Kenya. Country should be not United States, United Kingdom and or licensed. You go to you agree, and then you log in. Now we are going to the browser. I log into my radio and show you how it will look after you have done all that. Now we are visiting through Chrome. Actually, I love using Chrome. This is the best website, the best site that I always use. So I'm going to use 192.168.7. That is my radio actually. .61. Continue to the radio. I don't know why it's getting a bit slow logging in. Okay, let me open a new tab and try to do the same. .7.61. Okay, this site can't be reached. It should be reached actually. I don't know if it is a problem with internet. Let me check the speed and see if it is a problem. Yeah, actually I think we have a problem. We have a problem with the internet, but this is something that shouldn't shouldn't have issues at all, because the work of an ISP is to troubleshoot. Yeah, it's back. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that delay. You know, the ISP providers and such brings troubles at a point, but I'm sorry about that. Now things are back to normal. Yes. Now, for me, I've already set up my radio, so I'll use my username that I input and password that I input, and I'll be in my radio. Yeah, this is my radio. Now when you log in using the IP of 1.20, the first place you should go, like the router, is the system. Now the system, you will come to system accounts. System accounts, this is where you edit the username from UBNT to your own username. The current password that is in the radio that you have newly logged in is UBNT. Now you input UBNT as current password. You input your new password that you'll be using, and you confirm the password. And please be careful when inputting these. You input a new password and you verify the new password. If you had a space in between caps and all those, if you forget a letter and you've already changed, you'll have to reset that radio. You cannot log it. For example, you input net space and then you input a space there, and then you come and change your password and everything. And if you change, after inputting all that, you should change. Yeah, you come and select change. When you change, there is this blue bar around here. It will ask you to to apply the changes. For example, after changing all that, you come the device name. You write the device name. Maybe you are called John Lamek M or Lamar M, and then you change also. After changing, it will ask you to apply. I always advise people not to apply. You continue now to set the radio up. This is the first step in the system. The second step, come to services. Yeah, when you come to services, you check ping watchdog if it is enabled, UNMS if it is enabled, you disable them. You continue down the line, discovery if it is enabled. This helps you to discover the IP address of your radio after setting it up. You may set it up and forget. This is where you set it up. Yeah, and then you also change. You don't apply because it also asks you to apply. You go to advanced. There's this distance thing and threshold. This one should be maximum, but we always advise also to auto adjust, because the radio is the one to select the distance from where you are to the ISP where they're serving you from, because my radio actually has the capability to take internet from 24.5 kilometers range. Yeah, it can take the internet on that range. So if it is 1 kilometer away, if it is 0.5 kilometers away, it will take the internet. If it is 15 kilometers away, it will still access to take the internet. If it is 20 kilometers away, it will still get the internet. So this button of installer ERP control is always unchecked. You check it and you change. Yeah, you change, so you wait to apply. You go to the wireless. Actually, you go to the wireless after advanced. Now you'll get the ERP limit control is enabled. This one always makes the output power to be low. It makes the output power to below the dBms. So you should disable it so that you increase the output power to the maximum. There's some radios, the output power is the maximum is 24, others the maximum is around 20 something. They differ, yeah, they differ, but you enable the furthest, the fullest. Mine is 25, and you also change. Yeah, after you have done all that, you go now to network, because you are under the default IP. Yeah, you are under the default IP. That is what you should remember. Here you'll find it to be 1.20. Now you change to the IP that you are given from your service provider. Yeah, you go, for me it is given as 7.61 from my service provider. Subnet mask, the net mask is given, gateway is given different, the DNS and everything are given from my ISP. So after you have done that, you change, and now you apply. Okay, for me, I'm not going to apply because I don't have any changes to make. After you apply, it will save all those changes that we have made, and it will log you out. It will not log you in to the 7.1.1 IP, because where you changed the 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 IP address that you changed at this point will not allow you. So you have to come back to the control panel, Ethernet. You go to IPv4 and change the IP address now from 1 dot what you inputted to maybe 1 dot something or 7 dot something according to the IP that you gave out. And the gateway also, it won't be 1.1 or 1.2, because you saw my default gateway was 0.1. Now you change also here to be 0.1, and the subnet mask to be 255.252 according to what you changed in your radio. You save the changes, you go back to the radio and you refresh the radio. You will be able to log in with the details that you input previously on your system, your username that you input and the password. After all that is done, you realize that we are remaining with the wireless section. Yeah, we'll be remaining with the wireless section. Now, we have wireless security. This wireless security, we have a pre-shared key that I've highlighted here. Yeah, I hope you are seeing. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Let me and zoom in a little bit so that we can see. So here there is a pre-shared key that is given. Yeah, let me refresh so that so this one is always the pre-shared key that is given to some from the service provider actually. Now you have to have it. Yeah, I won't show you mine for security reasons. Now you come to the wireless mode. What is your radio being used in? Like, is your radio receiving internet? It will be a station. Yeah, is it giving out internet? Like, is it sending internet to other people? It will be an access point. Or is it an AP repeater? Access point repeater, like it is another access point in another station. Like you have an access point already, like 5 kilometers away, and then you want to set this up as an access point from that place. Yeah, so you have to receive internet to this place, and then you set it up as a repeater of the other station. So we set it as a station, and then we come to SSID. We have to scan. Here we have to select. It will take us to another uh, dialog box where it will scan the radios that are available with the frequencies that you can log in. Now we scan. As you can see, it has opened a new tab that is untitled. This one will open. I'm sorry about that. I think my internet has troubles. It keeps falling. I don't know the reason why. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Actually, where I've set the radio, I think is where the problem comes in. But actually, I think it's today I'm seeing these troubles. I've not been seeing them for quite a time, so I'm wondering what's not happening. Yes, what is not happening? But I love to figure it out and change it, because it doesn't work this way. Yeah, it's back. I'm sorry about that. So I think there's some tree out here that is interfering with my signals. So when you select, we're going to just select again. It will take us to another dialog box where it is going to survey. Yeah, now this is running the scan. Yeah, you're scanning the radios that are out there that are giving internet. Actually, I'm going to do something so that we can see many of them. I'm going to reboot this radio. Yeah. Sorry about that, because I want to show you how it displays the all the radios that are available, not only from one service provider. It will bring a lot of signals from different service providers. So you have to know your service provider's name or the SSD that they are using, the unique naming of their radios. You have to be knowing them, because if you don't know the unique naming of their radios, you're going to have troubles to find where to lock your radio to, because it won't log in, it won't associate with any, so you'll have troubles. We give it some few minutes for the reboot. I think it is done. Now we log in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, so after you've logged in, now we go to wireless, as I was saying, and then we select. It will survey. Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit. It will survey. Okay, it will survey all the available radios. As I told you, like, you come to the SSID, you have to know how they have named it. You select. When you select, it will survey the radios around you with their signals and their channel frequencies. So we have, for example, ACK, Naivasha. Actually, I'm in Naivasha. So this is not from my service provider, so I'll ignore it. Megalink, AP5, not from my service provider, so I ignore it. Robcam, I don't know to town, this is not from my provider. NKL, it is from my provider. Starlink, not from my provider. NKL from my provider, NKL from my provider, RevRed is not from my provider, and also this NKL, it's from my provider. So I am able to mark my provider, and you select now the one with the good signals. Yeah, the signals are good when they are below 70 in Naivasha. Actually, below 70 they are good. So 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, going downwards negative, those are good signals. This is where you check them, like 63, 57, 73. When it is at this point, and this is the only radio that you are seeing, you have to align it. Yeah, you have to align it and rescan. For mine, it is at 57. This is pretty good because it is below 70. Yeah, this is the NKL from my provider. Also 59 NKL is also good from my provider. This 59 is also good from my provider. 69, it's pretty good, but why should I choose 69 and I have 57, which is the best? Yeah, so that's what you check. You come here, you select there at NKL Milimani, and then you lock to AP. It will lock to AP, and it will take you to the pre-shared key. This is like a password of a Wi-Fi, but now it's a password of the radios the radio that is giving you internet, which will allow you. Now you input it correctly, and you change, and you apply. Because I haven't changed anything, there's nothing to apply. My radio will connect or will associate to the to the access point where I'm getting the internet from. As you can see, my device is Litebeam M5. My device name is Lamar. The wireless mode is a station. This one here is a station, but it's bridged. The SSID is Millimani. I'm getting the internet from Millimani. It has the security version. The uptime is 4 minutes. I remember I've just rebooted the radio right now. So the access point MAC address is this one. The signal strength, as you can see, it's at 57, and it is very good because it is blue. 57, 58, 60. It's just plain because of the tree out there, so the waves and the leaves. Now the CCQ, the noise floor, and then we have the TRX, RX. Actually, these ones we are going to explain them in another lesson. I'm going to explain everything about the AP mark, signal strength, noise floor, CCQ, TX, RX, which means transmission rate and receiving rate. For example, right now I can receive I'm receiving 81 Mbps, 108 Mbps, and the radio is able to transmit up to 40 Mbps, but they keep differing because of the tree actually out there. So it is wavy, so that's why it's not stable. But when it's stable, when it is not wavy and windy, you will get these ones are all playing, playing the most at the same speeds, 80, 80, 100, 100, when the trees are not that windy. So that is where you will see the throughput and the AP information interface. We have the ARP table that gives you everything. The AP information. Actually, that is that in configuration. These more of them, we'll discuss them in our next lesson. Subscribe, go to the comment section, ask questions, I'll answer them practically with you. As you can see, let me rewind a little bit. You log in, you go to the system. After going to the system, you change your device name, you change the administrator name, the password, and everything. You remember to change. You will apply later on. You go to the advanced, you check the ARP installer control, you make sure this one is auto, you change, you go to the network, give your radio an IP address and everything about the IP address, you change, go to the wireless, channel width, we'll discuss this one also, but always keep it at 2040 or at 20. You check also, you uncheck the calculate. This one is always checked when you log into a new radio. You uncheck it. You go to select, you select your radio from any of them that you see that is best. You select it, you lock to the AP, you come back, you edit your preset key that you should be given by your ISP, you change and you apply. You wait for it at the main, it will associate and it will give you your internet 81 Mbps out of 150 Mbps, and you will be serving your internet very well because we had already configured our router. We have configured now our radio. We'll come and get our speed test. Boom, there we are. Actually, I'm in a scale of free IP, so I can get from 3 Mbps to 15 Mbps depending with the usage. Actually, right now it's being used very, very, very highly, so you get the usage, the remaining actually. So this is what I'm getting actually after people have been downloading things here and there. So Go to my channel, guys, subscribe, comment, share, ask questions. I'll answer the questions that should be answered, and the ones that should be demonstrated, I'll work on them. I'll demonstrate them to you, and we'll be good to go. See you in my next lesson, where I'll be showing you how to configure either tender or MikroTik. Go to the comment section and tell me what I should start with first. Bye bye.